Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20 plus years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you and enjoy the video.
In this video we're going to show you how to replace the front axle on this 2002 GMC Sierra. Pretty much the same as any Silverado, Sierra, and Suburban 2500. Tools you'll need are 15mm, 22mm, and 35mm sockets, ratchet, breaker bar or pipe for some extra leverage, 2-inch extension to avoid damaging your CV boots, jack and jack stands, and a hammer. Start out by using a 21mm socket and just loosening the plastic retainers and taking off the hubcap if you have this style wheels. You want to raise and secure the vehicle. If you're not working with air tools like I am, then loosen the lug nuts while the wheel's on the ground, then raise it with a jack, support it with a jack stand, and remove the lug nuts the rest of the way and remove the tire. You want to remove the center dust cap. I started by using a smaller screwdriver and then using a larger screwdriver, just working it in at kind of the four corners and opposite sides, prying out, and eventually it came off. Now you want to remove the center hub nut. I have the benefit of air tools. If you don't have air tools, you want to actually do this. You probably put the wheel back on, put the truck back down on the ground, and remove the hub nut with a big socket and breaker bar. Okay. A good sized hammer. We're replacing the axle, so we're not really that worried about it, so you can just hit this right out. Basically you can give it one good wrap and just watch the axle in relation to the hub, and if it moves then it's all broken free, and it moves, so this should come right out. Okay, next we want to unbolt the axle right here. Okay, 15mm socket. You want a small extension and then your ratchet. Your extension just keeps it away from the boot, which is important when you put it back together. You don't want to ruin that boot. I'm just going to take a screwdriver right here, and that's how I'm going to hold my wheel. Okay, I'm going to give some serious high speed here as I loosen up the bolts and remove them all. Now you want to take your axle and push it that way. Okay. It's down. Okay, before you take it all the way out, just want to get a 9/16 wrench. Take out this stabilizer link. Pull the axle right out. Okay, new axle from 1A Auto. Comes with a new locking nut. And put it up in. Just like until I took the other one out. Just be careful not to damage these rubber boots at all.
work it into your hub here. Push it in nicely. Just gonna take this, push it right up and in. Line it up.
Okay, really speed it up here. I start each one of the bolts first, then I just kind of preliminarily tighten them with my ratchet, and then the next step is going to be to torque them up.
So I've got all my bolts in and they're tightened preliminarily. Use a torque wrench and I'm going to torque these bolts to 60 foot-pounds and use my screwdriver again to hold. Okay, this piece of chalk, just mark it so I know, and then I like to go to the opposite one, pull this around.
Okay, so I'll just go to the opposite one, and like I said, I use a piece of chalk just to mark each one so I know it's been torqued. Then I'll spin it, and you just want to, you torque one, then kind of torque the opposite one until you've got them all done. Okay, and then kind of continuing the working at fast pace, just put the stabilizer link back in. Just make sure you put it all back together with the sleeve in the middle, and then when you tighten it up, I usually tighten it up so there's about a ½ inch of threads at the top showing, and that's good enough and tight enough for the suspension.
Okay, so I'm going to put the washer on. And the hub nut. Okay, the hub nut that it came with is actually a 36 millimeter, and I don't have a socket that big, so I'm going to have to reuse my old one.
And what I'm doing here is I'm just tightening it preliminarily with the impact wrench. I'm not tightening it all the way up yet. I want to torque it when it's on the ground. Okay, we'll go back to speeding up here as we just put the tire on. I'm going to put the lug nuts on all by hand first, and then again use our impact wrench just to tighten them preliminarily. Like the center nut, we're going to torque them when the vehicle's on the ground.
And now my center nut to 155 foot-pounds. I'm going to pull it tighter, and I'm going to back it off. And I'm going to retorque it. Take my wheel lugs to 120 foot-pounds.
Okay, we'll speed up here, and you can see that I kind of cross and do the opposite lug nuts, and then afterwards I actually go around one by one and just make sure they're all torqued. And now continuing on, we put that center cap, the dust shield back on, just tap it on with a hammer, that'll be fine. And then I use the screwdriver and just kind of tap it on the edges a little more, and then use your 21 millimeter socket and replace your center cap. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.